nothing is safer than American cheese. I've done my research. Oh shit, I don't have my hair how I want it! Okay. God damn it! Hey, guess what? I'm almost 17 weeks pregnant. Could you even tell? After a round of very expensive IVF, Andrew and I have been very excited to tell everyone that we are having a boy in May. I'm just telling you it's a boy. It's just matter-of-fact information. No need for any wildfires or smoke bombs or tutus versus touchdowns. We got an email. But as with most pregnancies, I've had a range of disquieting symptoms. Most prominent among those has been anxiety, like I have not had since I was a teenager. And that anxiety has led me down some of the most horrifying Reddit and Google rabbit holes that I've ever had the displeasure to go down. Andrew's been pretty aggravated with me on occasion because I do tend to let these concerns I have about the pregnancy and things that are ultimately out of my control, and it does tend to really take over my mood. A lot of that anxiety has settled around food restrictions in pregnancy. Medical professionals recommend pregnant women stay away from deli meats and cheeses because of the risk of listeria. When the IVF office called to tell me I was pregnant, I remember the conversation as going something like, "Congratulations, you're pregnant. That means no ham." It might not have actually gone exactly like that, but that's just how I remember. Listeria is a nasty bacteria that can give you food poisoning-like symptoms and can have, unfortunately, fatal outcomes for fetuses. My OB told me that if I really wanted deli meat, all I had to do was microwave it until steaming, which is the advice that you'll read on the rest of the internet. Like, what could be more appetizing than a plate of steaming wet ham fresh from the microwave? That's all I can stand. I did more research about what foods to avoid, and I think that this is the complete list. Raw fish, so obviously ruling out most types of sushi. High mercury fish like tuna, orange roughy, swordfish, and shark. Shark is one that they mention a lot. They're always like, don't eat any shark. I'm like,
who's eating all this shark?
Undercooked meat, so no rare steak or pink hamburgers. Cheeses with a blue vein, so obviously blue cheese, gorgonzola, those kinds of cheeses. Mold-ripened cheese like brie and gruyere. Unpasteurized cheese like some fresh mozzarella. Soft serve ice cream is also a no. Excessive caffeine, up to 200 milligrams is fine. Finally, lastly, unpasteurized juice. One fateful day in November, I went to a deli with Andrew because he wanted a ham sandwich. He said, "Do you want anything?" And I said, "No way. Anything behind the deli counter might have been contaminated by a slice of poisonous ham." But then I turned around and I saw a shelf with lemonade, bottled lemonade, and I thought, what could be safer? But then a few sips in, the label caught my eye and it said, "Caution, unpasteurized juice." What I didn't realize is that at this particular deli, they bottled fresh lemonade on premises. Fresh pressed juice, everyone thinks, what could be healthier? But if the vegetables or fruit aren't washed properly, then whatever kind of bacteria was on the plant is going to be in the juice. And because it's fresh, it's not pasteurized, it hasn't been heated up to kill those bacteria, so it's best to avoid. Do you remember that moment, Andrew?
Yeah.
I was pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
We were at the museum and it was an exhibit that I really wanted to see and it was really cool and I couldn't enjoy it at all because I just wanted to get to my phone and start Googling. Lemonade poisoning fetuses, lemonade E. coli, lemonade listeria, lemonade salmonella, unpasteurized lemonade during pregnancy. Do I just go to the emergency room now or what? I found this post on Baby Center that gave me a glimmer of hope. I'm a clinical microbiologist and I have never heard of listeria associated with lemons. I did Google lemonade listeria outbreaks and I couldn't find any evidence of a listeria outbreak specifically tied to lemonade. And then I just read a bunch of other posts from women saying, "What? I can't drink unpasteurized juice? I've never heard this throughout my whole pregnancy." This post in particular was asking about Chick-fil-A lemonade, and everyone was saying like, well, that lemonade is made fresh that day. And generally, it's more concern for lemonade that's going to be sitting out for long periods of time. That's when you might see more bacteria. So it really depends, like, do you trust the place where you're getting the lemonade? Do they wash their lemons before they make the lemonade? Or are they selling it quickly enough? I almost called the deli to ask about their lemon handling practices. But then I thought, I almost did. But then I thought, why would they, if they were being insanitary with their lemons, why would they confess that to me over the phone? I'm not going to get the real information. So I got a job at that deli. No, I didn't. But I wanted to. Deep into my spiral, I did what any rational person would do. And I turned to TikTok to find fellow pregnant moms to commiserate in my struggle.
I might be going straight to hell for this, but I'm pregnant and I've been drinking lots of coffee, eating deli meat, eating runny eggs, so I hope I'm not the only one.
These TikToks are fascinating to me, one, because they don't feel the need to explain why they're disregarding the rules or advice. I understand reasoning, the risk is really low, or my mom did it and I turned out fine. I understand people going off of anecdotal evidence / statistical probability, sure, but none of them say that. They're just I'm not doing it. Okay. None of the accounts that I looked at had an anti-establishment, crunchy mom, I'm just not taking any medicine or doing anything that the medical establishment tells me to. None of them were like that. They were pretty much standard mom accounts from what I could tell. And then this girl who has turned the comments off, I guess she didn't love the reaction. People keep telling me to stop eating pineapple. IDKY. Are you curious? Anyway, the reason why people used to say or have said you shouldn't eat pineapple while you're pregnant is because there's a chemical in pineapple that supposedly can cause your cervix to contract. From what I understand, you'd have to eat an inhuman amount of pineapple for it to affect your cervix so much that you'd go into preterm labor. I haven't seen pineapple on any official list of foods pregnant women should avoid. It's also confusing that they mention drinking soda and drinking coffee. I've never heard that you couldn't drink soda or coffee, just that you wanted to stay within the 200 milligram caffeine per day guideline. But see, now we're veering into mom-shaming territory. And if you've spent any amount of time observing parents on the internet, you know that people will give mom shit for every little thing they do. Every choice is under the microscope. I understand the urge to push back against the constant policing and unsolicited advice that a lot of pregnant women, I'm assuming especially younger pregnant women, endure. And I definitely appreciate the attitude adopted by this TikTok doctor.
Aren't you pregnant? I thought you couldn't have deli meat when you're pregnant. I am pregnant, and I am going to go next door and get some deli meat. They tell pregnant women not to eat deli meat because of the risk of listeria, which is a bacteria that causes foodborne illness, and is by all accounts very dangerous for developing babies and newborns. Okay, yeah, it doesn't sound great. No, of course it doesn't. The risk of listeria, while scary and real, is incredibly low. Reports over a 3-year period show that there were about 15 total cases of fetal loss as the result of listeria per year. By contrast, there's anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000 fetal losses as the result of car accidents each year. Yeah, but there's still a risk, so why even do it? That's total risk from all foods, not just deli meat. If we told pregnant women not to eat any of the foods that could potentially be infected with listeria, they would almost certainly not be getting the nutrients that they needed for their babies to thrive. Do you know what foods have been infected with listeria this year? What ones? Ice cream, mushrooms, spinach, shrimp, packaged salad, and smoked fish. Not even any deli meat. Also, if moms still are very nervous, they can heat the deli meat up so that it kills the bacteria. Interesting. Sorry for questioning you. Thanks. Moving forward, I'd recommend just not questioning pregnant women.
I think she makes a great point about spinach and packaged salads. That's something that kept coming up in my own listeria, salmonella, E. coli research, is how much outbreaks are often tied to fruits and vegetables. And it's honestly made me have a very different relationship with produce than I did before I got pregnant. My OB has never once mentioned anything about romaine or packaged salad or spinach, even though those have been serious vectors for listeria outbreaks. And why is that? Does big lettuce have some kind of lobby? I'm really afraid to eat salad or anything that's raw vegetables outside of my own home where I've made it with my own hands. And it's probably made me make less healthy choices overall. Like, what's safer than French fries in terms of food poisoning safety? Not much. That hot oil cures everything. Meanwhile, salad, flush it down the toilet. It's diarrhea as far as I'm concerned.
You used to love salad.
I still do, but I just make it at home when I can wash every leaf myself. So this hasn't made me loosen up at all in my food anxieties and concerns. It is reassuring to see how many women with healthy, ongoing pregnancies just say, you know what, fuck it. I get that I'm a nerd and a rule follower, and I probably take it too far in the other direction of looking way too much into things and kind of making myself sick with worry about things I can't really control and that are rare to begin with. I don't want this video to be anything like I think that these are bad moms who don't care about their kids. I'm sure that's not true. It takes all kinds of moms.
To do what?
To deal with men. If you like this and you'd like to see more debunking of online mom propaganda, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.